What in the world is going on, everybody? It is CRK here, and we're back at you with another video. This one is actually going to be a purchase that I picked up on eBay, and so I wanted to give you just a quick estimate here so you can get a better idea of what we're dealing with. Looks like 6.5, over a little over 6.5 pounds, 6 pounds and 2/3. But anyways, let's get right into this. Almost 2/3, I guess. I don't know. I'm not trying to be super accurate, but we're gonna cut this open. So I'm probably gonna move this scale here first. Let's center that out, and you can probably imagine I'm not buying 6 pounds of gold. I wish I was, but I'm not. So let's get this opened up and you guys can see what we picked up. Of course, I kind of have to do it this way because we might be able to do one of the sides here. There we go. I think we're in. There we are. Nice. Wow, look at that. Just bubble wrapped it. That was pretty good. Let's see. Oh, it is taped too. I wonder if it's in a bag. It is. Nice. It's in a Ziploc. Thank you for your order. Oh, that's cool. Thank you for pre-sorting out 1,000 of these for me. I've come to the realization that although I love to hunt copper, it is pretty time consuming, actually. Even with some improvements that I've been making recently that I hope to share with everybody very soon, because I think some of you will think it's pretty cool. But let's check this out. This is essentially a 1,095% copper lot that we picked up. Man, that is really packed in there. Alright, so they claim it's not searched through, but it is separated, I think, between right after wheat cents and right before the zinc. So it's like 50 something to 81 or whatever the case may be. So they're 95% copper is what they're guaranteeing, but essentially I think they are sorted out for wheat cents. Yeah, wheat cents would have been nice, but essentially what we're buying here is the 95% copper's worth. You'll see some of these are in pretty bad shape. It's just a handful of them, but most everything looks pretty good. It's not like a horrible lot. So this was actually, to me, a pretty good purchase. I don't know if I'll open this up just because how it's taped up. I might not be able to get it properly sealed tonight. But I did want to share this with you because, like I said, finding copper in itself is getting harder. So to be able to pick up 6 pounds like this for, I think it was $38, shipping included. Some people would be like, that's insane, but to me it was actually a decent deal, just because I am trying to get to about, I don't know, anywhere between 10 to 100 pounds of copper. So we'll see what I have room for, but essentially just a few more bags of these wouldn't hurt, I think. Also, one day I might sort through them, but for now, like I said, it's pretty cool to have. This here, I wanted to say, I don't remember how many pounds this was, but I am curious now. So I might just weigh this out in comparison to this. Because if you remember, this this I can attest to, since most all of this I found just by hand, searching through. I want to say this was probably about 2 boxes. So what is that, like 5,000 pennies? So it is it's definitely been a mission. So let's weigh it out and see what it is in comparison to this. And let me know if there's anything, if eventually I start looking through all of these pennies, if there's any specific years I should keep. I know out of these I took out most all of the wheat cents more recently, but I didn't double sort it, so it's quite possible that there's still other ones. But let's see, let me stand it up to see if we get an accurate rating. Wow, look at that. So that is 5 pounds 1 ounce. So even this is pretty similar to this bag I got. The bag's about the bag's about 1.5 pounds heavier, but this essentially was 5,000 coin fines. So yeah, like I said, sometimes when you measure time versus money, now I kind of doubled up on the time, right? And like I said, I'm not like banking on this to shoot anywhere, but it is just a good long-term hold. So one of the things that leads me to believe that, and probably one of my stronger convictions, is that it is the lowest cost metal that you could essentially get readily available, picked up probably same day in most cases, and essentially double your money, right? I mean, obviously this stuff has to stay in its form, but at some point you might be able to double your money in, you know, some way, shape, or form. Or you might be able to flip the lots, kind of like this guy's doing, and do it for a lot more. So who knows, right? You can definitely get creative with it. But I'm curious to think what are your guys' thoughts on these copper bags, and show you some of the finds. So these were some of the finds that, if you didn't see the short, these were kind of the best finds that we found out of there. So this is everything that I kept. So I'll show you that. Obviously that's not going to be accurate, but that's 5 ounces of coins plus the tray. So let's see. Some of the better coins that we have in here. Like I said, most of these were copper. Some of them were just wheat cents. But look at that. You got some 81s, 63, 72. I want to flip this wheat cent over and see what year it is. $1956 with a D-mint mark. So again, not the best play on that one as far as you know, just overall condition. But check this out. This 1979 is just an extremely well preserved example. So something like this is super cool to find for sure. We've got some kind of toned 81s, 82, 1970. This 68 and 64 are pretty wild as well. So I'll show you these real quick. But like, man, aren't these some nice finds? So these are some of the ones that, well, that one's got a little gunk there, but I'm sure that would come off real easily with just some water. Didn't look like anything that was steady on there. Check this one out. This one's really nice too. 1964. Insane condition. Just overall really nice. So definitely appreciate finding something like that. 79, 61s. And then we got a few wheat cents up here and a Canadian. What is this? 1938D. Wow. I might have to look up and see what that's worth. If anybody knows, definitely leave it in the comments. I would appreciate it too. The estimates are fine. 1958D. Wow, that one's killer too. What year is this? 1983. So found a few more of these in another roll, but essentially right now, that's an insane average though. I'm starting to wonder if this was actually 2 boxes or more. But if this was 2 boxes and this is 5 pounds 1 ounce, so yeah, I mean, I guess it's accurate, because this would mean that that's about 2.5 pounds of copper per box. So like I said, not a bad outcome on things we found, plus getting a good amount of copper. And then also still don't regret this, because this doubled up my amount with a little bit of cash. So long-term hold, no worries. We'll see what's going on. Let me know what you think about copper hunting. Love to know. All right, catch you in the next one. Peace.